Hello everyone, I'm Wei Li. Today I will present our paper titled WAVEN WebAssembly Memory Virtualization for Enclaves. And this is a joint work with ByteDance researchers Honghan Ji, Pei Shen He, Dr. Yao Zhang, Dr. Ye Wu. And this work is supervised by my master advisor, Dr. Yingqian Zhang from Southern University of Science and Technology. Okay. So TEs provide secure containers immune to attacks from privileged softwares. And VM-based TEs like AMD, SEV, and Intel TDX, they provide a VM-level abstraction. And Enclave-based TEs like Intel XGX and Keystone, they run programs in an isolated enclaves, and they have significantly smaller TCB. Due to this advantage, we can envision that Enclave-based TEs are here to stay. And in enclave multi-tenancy allows mutually distrustful workloads run inside one enclave and thus save the overhead of enclave creation and switch. And this is a highly desired feature in many confidential computing platforms like confidential FaaS. However, this feature is not supported by XGX by default, and WebAssembly can be a solution. Wasm on WebAssembly is a novel portable binary format, and high-level language like C and Rust can be compiled to Wasm, and Wasm runtimes will enforce memory isolation among these Wasm modules. And actually, Wasm plus XGX, this design pattern has been explored in multiple works, demonstrating its popularity. And the memory isolation is the core of Wasm's security, and Wasm employs a linear memory model, which is just a contiguous byte array allocated by the runtime, and modules will access memory using a 32-bit Wasm address. And the Wasm runtime will enforce memory isolation using either hardware or software-based boundary checks. However, this linear memory model is incompatible with confidential computing scenarios where the data sharing and access control is desired. The first limitation is the inefficient memory sharing. Each Wasm module have at most one linear memory, and to share it, you need to export the entire linear memory. So this is inflexible and impractical. Multi-memory proposal was proposed to solve this issue by creating multiple memories, but this is still too cost-great because you still need to export the entire memory, and this is not mature yet. There's no compiler support for multi-memory. And the second limitation is the lack of memory access control. As shown in the left, all the partitions in linear memory are writable, so this is not secure when you want to share some data. When you share, the shared data can be easily tampered with by other modules. Why the aforementioned two issues are so important is because this secure data sharing is a highly desired feature in practice. Consider this system model. The platform owner manages the enclaves and provides service. The data provider share their data, and the data consumers upload Wasm modules and compute on the data. The execution confidentiality and integrity can be easily achieved by using XGX. The remaining security goal is how to control this, how to achieve the secure data sharing. The data consumers can only read the data, cannot modify the data. Confidential stateful FaaS and secure data marketplaces are two concrete applications under the considered system model. They highlight the need for secure data sharing. In both settings, multiple Wasm modules may concurrently access the same data. So to make Wasm more compatible with the in-enclave computing, we propose WAVEN, namely WebAssembly Memory Virtualization Scheme for Enclaves. Actually, we draw experience from OX memory management evolution. Modules running a Wasm runtime are similar to processes running an OX, and WAVEN provides a memory virtualization for Wasm modules and similar to how OX provides virtual memory for processes. WAVEN aims to be practical, secure, and performant. However, this is not easy to achieve. Designing a software MMU will face challenges like the design complexity, efficiency, and compatibility. Here's an overview of what we do to overcome these challenges, and we will detail them next. So WAVEN introduced a WebAssembly paging, as shown in the left. The Wasm address act as the virtual address, and the runtime's virtual address act as the physical address, and this mapping is stored in the page table. This single-level paging will minimize the overhead of page table lookups. And when a module accesses memory, the runtime will translate the Wasm address into the runtime's address. The higher 16 bits for page index, the lower 16 bits for page offset. To enforce memory isolation, linear memory use boundary checks, but in XGX, they can only use the expensive software checks. So to address this, WAVEN proposed we choose optimize the address translation and prevent illegal accesses without checks. This is how we enforce memory isolation. We use exception pages and page paddings. So each module has one exception page, and all unallocated Wasm pages will map to this exception page. And a page will be padded with some extra bytes to prevent out-of-page boundary accesses. So we can enforce this memory isolation with minimum overhead. And unlike linear memory, memory sharing in WAVEN is way more easier. We can, to share some memory, you just ask the runtime to modify some related page table entries. For example, in here, Wasm page 2 of module 1 and the Wasm page 4 of module 2, they point to the same virtual page, so they can share data. And to enforce memory access control in a Wasm runtime, we can rely either hardware's primitives like NPK on software permission checks. But these two approaches are not satisfactory for in-enclave usage. NPK requires a trusted OS, and software permission checks are very slow. So we propose a dual page table design in WAVEN, the one page table for memory reads, the another page table for memory writes. So with this design, any unauthorized memory writes will be redirected to the exception page. So for example, in here, the page 3 is read-only for this module. So the page table entry of page 3 in the right page table will point to the exception page. And we implemented WAVEN atop WAMR, a popular Wasm runtime with native XGX support. We modified the AOT compiler to support AJAX translation, and we add runtime support for page table management and shared memory management. We evaluate WAVEN in different settings, and we are especially interested in two questions: what's the performance of WAVEN, and what's the effectiveness of memory sharing in WAVEN. Here are the results of 30 Polybench benchmarks. Bars higher than the red line means that WAVEN is slower. And in here, WAVEN saves the overhead of boundary checks, but it will incur an extra memory read per memory access because page table lookup. As a result, WAVEN will incur a moderate overhead of 10.42%, which is acceptable. And we also evaluate WAVEN in confidential workloads like confidential database and privacy-preserving ML inferences. For example, in privacy-preserving ML inference, WAVEN only exhibits 6.14% overhead. And this small overhead demonstrates the practicality of WAVEN in practical confidential computing workloads. To evaluate the effectiveness of memory sharing, we consider two scenarios. The multi-write, multi-read scenario is typical in confidential stateful FaaS, and the multi-read setting is typical in secure data marketplaces. We use the WAMR as the baseline, and we test different number of concurrent users, and we measure the total execution time. As shown here in both settings, WAVEN will outperform WAMR, showing memory sharing is useful in WAVEN. Especially in the multi-read setting, for example, we can achieve a peak speed up of 2.4 to 2.5 times. We propose WAVEN. This is in line with the trend of using WebAssembly in XGX in enclave-based TEs. XGX is the most widely deployed user space TE, and Intel's commitment to XGX suggests that WAVEN is a useful solution in the long run. And WAVEN can also be extended to other enclave-based TEs. In designing WAVEN, we also tried implementing software TLB. But due to the mix-on-heat checks, the TLB will introduce extra overhead. Compared to related work, WAVEN is the first approach that enables cross-module memory sharing with fine-grained memory access control for an in-enclave WebAssembly runtime. If you are interested in our work, please refer to our paper for more details and more evaluation results. And thank you for your attention. I'm happy to take any questions.
So if you have questions, please come to the microphone and introduce yourself.
Actually, thank you for the talk, and I'm not very familiar with the Wasm, but could you explain how the page table works? Because in the SLAM model of SGX, basically the page table is managed by OS, so it cannot be trusted, but you say the page table, so I wonder how it works.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Actually, this page table is just a memory. It's just a continuous memory. We divided the memory into several pieces, and we call this a page. This is not similar to the Linux page tables. This is a page table inside SGX, a virtual page table.
So the Wasm compiler internally translate the address while compiling the code?
Yeah, we modified the AOT compiler to support this.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I actually also have a question. So regarding the system model, so the WebAssembly runtime need at least a libOS to run, I guess?
WebAssembly runtime, it actually serves as a libOS.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that part it just runs bare metal?
Yeah, just run some Wasm modules. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So go ahead.
Thanks for the talk. I'm Wei Tongchen from Microsoft Research. I have one question. Have you thought about using formal method to formally verify that there is no memory violation instead of using your approach?
Yeah, that's a good point. And actually, we favor Wasm is because Wasm is formally verified. But I think this is a good future work to formally verify this shared memory is safe atop Wasm. Yeah.
I believe there's some prior work that already use formal method. Have you looked at those work to see how you can adapt them into your scenario?
Yeah, the Wasm spec is formally verified, but many Wasm runtimes are not formally verified. So in here, I think maybe the next step is to verify the spec first. Wasm spec plus this shared memory semantics.
I see. Got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's thank Wei again. Thank you very much.